Happy Tuesday, everyone. Welcome to Ed Talk TV, Conversations Worth Having. We are having some technical difficulties for Facebook today. I've heard the rumors. They've had some technical difficulties. Bear with me. I need to share this out. Feel free if you want to as well, but I need to share this link with everyone who was scheduled to show up on a previous one. So bear with me for just a minute. Again, this is kind of outside my hands. Sorry about this. This is something that is going on with Facebook. I know they've been having some issues. Hey guys, welcome. I'm going to go ahead and grab the link here to share with others because I know that this is an issue right now, and I want to make sure that those who are waiting on the scheduled post actually show up. So give me just a second here to do that. While I do that, let me know how's your day? What are you guys up to? For those who are unfamiliar with the show, welcome. Even if you're watching the replay, it's important that you comment, not only for me, but for you to get discovered by everyone else, because the comments is where the magic really happens, and that's where I want you to make sure that you utilize that space, that is the spot where you can go to connect with people and to find people and really take your business to the next level. So I'm going to copy this URL for here. I'm sharing it with the group. Party is over here. Perfect. Sorry for tech difficulties. See, this is what you have to do when you go live, you guys. When you go live, you just work with whatever happens. And sometimes Facebook will have glitches, and that's okay. Tech issues. So there we go. Anyway, welcome. If this is your first time joining, love it. Let me know in the comments. If you've been here before, say hi. Don't be shy. This show is not about being shy. I'll tell you that right now. Vicky, perfect. And it's midnight there. Oh, yeah. Vicky, where are you tuning in from? Let us know in the comments where you're tuning in from. While you do that, I'm going to let Erica know that we are in a different location. The party has moved. See, that's the fun thing about Facebook Live and the show and everything. It's fun. Party is actually here. And this is what you guys have to look forward to. So if this is your first time, just to give you a heads up, it's not always like this. It's not crazy like this. We actually do jump right into the content, but I need to make sure that everyone is here and paying attention to where we move to. So thank you, Erica. Awesome. Erica, take the link. I will reply to you on the other post. You can share this link to your people as well. Erica is going to be our guest. We'll talk about that in a few minutes here. But feel free to share right there. Share. And I'm actually going to do this to see if Facebook will pick this up and have this as a screenshot. Why? Well, because if you look at yesterday's episode, which you can do that later, don't do that right now. If you look at yesterday's episode, the screenshot was perfect. I had to select it, of course, but it captured it perfectly. And it has me pointing right where the play button is when you look at it on the newsfeed. How cool is that? So just something fun, something different to play around with. Hey, Tammy, we are here. Yes, Facebook's being weird and didn't let me go live with the scheduled post. So I'm trying to get the word out and share it with everyone. So feel free to share with your audience and let them know. Saw it come up on your phone. Yes, perfect. And if this is your first time joining, watch this. I can actually, Vicky's in the UK. I have a lot of UK friends now. I'm really excited about that. The show has gone international. We're just going to say it. Tammy has told us that the show is a dinner time event, and I've heard that actually from somebody else. And then I have now my UK friends, which I've had a couple international guests on it. So we're international, guys. We made it. We did it. So cheers. Here. Cheers. Water. Got to stay hydrated. So anyway, when you comment during the live broadcast, this is what's cool. I can actually put your comments on the screen because of the technology I'm using. Again, if you're just starting out with going live on Facebook, don't expect all of this stuff. It's cool, it's fun, but if you're just starting out, don't worry about it, okay? So there's that information. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, always head over to, you can always head over to checkwithed.com afterwards, or you can even just type in edtalktv.com. Yeah, we got that domain. Either one will get you to the show page, which has info about the show and gives you details on the equipment I use, the programs, the training that's available. I have a training that came out last week that's been really popular, so that's there. I will make sure to pop in the newest training because you guys asked for it. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that link and share it here in the comments. Today I have to use the computer to pop into the comments here to drop these links. So bear with me for a second there because I want to make sure that you get these. So while I am doing that, let's see, the computer is going to do it, so I'm going to do it on the phone. What is everyone's day been like? What has your day been like? Have you guys been busy? We do questions on this show. We ask questions. There's a little bit of homework sometimes. You know, some people had a 5-day challenge that they were supposed to be planning. Hint, hint. For those of you who want to get better at live broadcasting, and when I say get better, I just mean start, right? And then here's the post here, perfect. Erica, thank you so much for sharing that. And we go through all of this stuff. So I know I'm a little distracted right now. I apologize for that. I'm trying to make sure the tech issue threw me off. So when it comes to your business, how many of you watching, even if you're watching the replay, how many of you watching have a business right now? Go ahead and raise your hand, give me a little emoji, anything like that. Aisha, perfect, good day. Yes, love it. Love hearing that. Who else? This tech today, see, this is what happens when you go live. You just keep going. So when you have a business, it can be very stressful, right? Vicky, I did a video on my page today and I'm building up to a live. Awesome. Look at that. Love it. And for those who maybe don't get that, she put a video, just uploaded a video on her page, and now she's working on going live. So perfect. And that's actually a great question. How many of you guys are going live right now? Like, even if it's just once so far, how many of you guys are going live on Facebook? Let me know in the comments, even if you're watching the replay. That's an important one. Stephanie, you had a good day? Awesome. Here we go. New training. While you guys type in that, I'm going to put in the link for the new training right here. And I'll pin that. The reason I'm also, by the way, on this show, I like to explain what I'm doing and explain what's going on. So because I'm using the computer and I'm not, my program's not the way where I can actually type the comments directly on the screen, I'm using my phone to comment. But when you're on a live broadcast, fun fact, when you're on a broadcast, you can actually type in your comment and hit the little pin right there. It's like a push pin. You can hit that and that will pin that comment to the top of your comments. So that's something that if you guys are doing a live broadcast or you have somebody who drops a really awesome comment on your live broadcast, that's how you can pin it. But you have to be in the broadcast while it's live to do that. Perfect. Going live almost every day. Nice. Look at that. I like that. So that's the thing is we want to motivate and inspire you. I say we because it's all of us. Teamwork equals success around here. I want us all to continue to motivate each other and go past, liking something. There's a time and a place for some things, but we're all about 2018 is growth, and we're about going beyond the like. That's why you want to use the emojis. That's why you want to use commenting. That's why you want to share not just my broadcast, but anybody's broadcast, anybody's post that really speaks to you. Because here's the deal, guys. Facebook is now catching up to the rest of us where they realize this real connection is what works, and that's what people come to the party for. Well, people come for the content, but I'm going to quote Josh Stanton because he has this quoted best, and it's on my computer. Quote, people come for the content and stay for the community. And that's why you guys are here. That's why I have regular viewers. That's why I get messages. I had a couple last night and today, which have blown me away, with people saying how they tune in every day now to my show. They're being motivated and inspired to do more. They're getting up and taking action. Like, you guys don't know how much that means to me. It's crazy to think that a few months ago, I wasn't even going live. I wasn't doing any of this. I didn't have a show, you know? It's really, really cool to see how it's expanded, and you guys are making it all happen. So I appreciate it. So that's a little bit behind the show, around the show, and kind of what we do. We have conversations around business, tech, and the user experience. I always constantly encourage you, even if you're watching the replay, to jump into the comments, because that's where the magic happens. That's where you can see everyone connecting with each other. You can connect with somebody new. Even if it's just a simple comment of, hey, watching the replay, thank you, whatever. It doesn't matter, but just start by commenting, because that's going to lead to somebody discovering you. That's going to lead to somebody asking you a question. And that's going to lead to you going further down into that conversation and really connecting with people. And that's what Facebook has figured out, that's where they want to focus all their time and energy, which is why you need to hang out in the comments. So that's a little bit behind that. Yes, I signed up for reminders. Awesome. I also did a poll on Facebook after hearing you talk about it. Nice. Yes. If you guys missed yesterday's episode, just a quick recap. Yesterday we talked a lot about polling, and we talked about different shows to watch. I will tell you, if you missed the comments, because the show's great, I mean, obviously, hello, right? But if you missed the comments, go back through and browse the comments. Even if you commented in there, go back through just to browse, because there's a lot of good conversation yesterday about different resources that people can follow up with, different shows, all that stuff. So it's really, really good there. Hey, Whitney, I love it. And Whitney, yes, is a great example. Jumps in and hangs out with you guys. I love it. That's what it's all about. So before we bring our guest on, which I'm excited to talk about, we are going to jump into some random news. So how many of you have traveled to the airport? Like, literally, you've been in the airport, you waited for a flight, and you went somewhere. Like, how many of you, even if you're watching the replay, let me know, how many of you have been to the airport? Now, tell me, what's the craziest thing? So, see, here's the homework, right? Whitney, right? Here's the homework. Even if you're watching the replay, tell me what's the craziest thing that you've seen at the airport. It could be while you're waiting to check everything in. It could be in security, whatever. But tell me what's at one thing. What's the craziest thing that you've seen at the airport? And I want to know, because I want to see if it tops this. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you guys, and we're going to see if this tops what you are going to type. Give it a second. There we go. Somebody in New York decided that they wanted to take their pet peacock with them to the airport. And apparently it's an emotional support pet, which is awesome. I mean, who doesn't want a peacock, right? But it's a little hard to take that through the airport. And so a lot of people went through with some stares at it and curious why there was a peacock in the airport. So that's our random news today. And like I said, share in the comments, even if you're watching the replay, what's the most random thing or just the craziest thing you've ever seen at the airport? Because there's some things. I'm trying to think for myself what's one thing, but right now I can't really think because my computer is working overtime and we had the little glitches earlier, so I'm going to try not to think too much, okay? But yeah, Vicky says never been outside the UK. No, that is not sad, Vicky. I haven't been to the UK in a long, long time. Many, many, many years. And to be honest, I haven't really traveled a whole lot lately, so we're there, right? When I get quarantined, Vicky, that is a great question. You just don't know these days. There's just, it is really weird. So I am going to go ahead and plug in my headphones. The reason I'm using headphones is because we're going to call our guest today, and headphones do help a little bit when we are using the next piece of technology, which is Skype. So let me go ahead and plug in my headphones. You guys should be able to hear me. I'm going to go ahead and phone our guest, and then I'm going to bring them on, and fingers crossed, all the tech will work with us. So let's see here. We will see. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so that part worked. Now we're going to see if Erica is getting the call and if she can come on. Fingers crossed. This is like anticipation. Anticipation. Is she going to answer? Is she going to answer? While we do that, I am going to try. There we go. No answer. How many of you can hit that laughing emoji right now? How funny is that? I'm going to try calling her again. This is what I'm talking about. This is what happens when you go live. And this is a great example of you just roll with the punches, right? And you see, you're not getting the call. Erica, how are you not getting the call? I'm calling you. Let me go ahead and try something else. Let me quit Skype. And dun, 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 dun. You know what? I have another solution. You guys, this is how you work quickly, and I thank you for your patience. Oh my goodness, you guys, thank you for staying on, even if you're watching the replay. Thank you. Like, this is amazing. Watch this. We're going to do a little something different here. Because Skype doesn't want to work with us, I got backup. Oh, you want me to try again? Okay, let me try again. While we try, I will have my backup ready. So give me a second here. You guys are troopers for staying with us. I love it. Okay, let me try you again, Erica, via Skype, and then I got my backup ready for us. Let's see if this works. Yes! It works.
I'm saying. Oh my God.
Now give me a second to get you on the screen because I can't get you on my screen. I'm telling you guys, tech today is not wanting to be our friend. Like, not wanting to be our friend. Give me a second. Okay, so let me go back to me. Okay. And let me see if I can... Like, this is what we're talking about. Normally, if this is your first time joining, normally the tech is not this crazy. Like, we're literally rolling through and having a good show. By the way, anybody watching right now, can you hear Erica? I'm just curious if it's coming
hello.
through.
Can you hear me? I have everything muted so that I don't want to be able to hear myself. So.
Oh, okay. I can hear you, and I'm just curious if anybody else can hear you while I don't have you on screen.
I don't know. This is a good thing to reframe.
Yeah. Well, and that, right? We're going to talk about stress here. I mean, like, really, this is crazy.
Yes. Well, yes. I'll go into more of that later.
Yes. Okay. So they can hear you. So that's good.
You can hear me.
So,
okay.
You know what?
I don't see myself.
No, you're not on there yet because it's showing me.
I'm watching it on like multiple screens here.
It's like, what is going on here? Okay. So let me see. The Skype recorder's on.
Okay.
So I'm going to go ahead and do this. I am
voiceover anyway, so maybe it's better with just my voice.
That can definitely work. Whitney, yes, perfect. Okay, she says that she can hear you. So
okay.
I'm not trying to give Skype, like my computer's totally working overtime. There we go. Okay, now we're back to me. I was like, I'm not trying to give Skype some.
You should be actually really thankful that your computer cannot be as old as my desktop. Because my desktop is from 2008, I am embarrassed to say. Okay. It is so slow.
That, I will say, 2008 with today's technology could be very hard to do a lot of this stuff, I will say.
What you're doing? Yeah. That would be tough.
Okay, watch this. So you guys want to see, this is how it's done. Okay, give me a second. Erica, I'm going to give you
No worries.
in Messenger. I'm going to send you this link. Yep. And you guys watch this. This is how tech savvy we get and how easy we can make this work. If I can get this thing to copy over.
Okay.
You guys are awesome for being here. Thank you so much. Hey, Erin, you can hear it perfect. Awesome.
You can hear me.
Which is good.
I could be like the voice of God.
And that's the thing, you guys. So I'm also guessing that Ecamm Live is having some issues today because that's the program I'm using to do this through, which is why we're having this weird issue. So and we just roll with it. So let me go to Messenger. This is why also, you guys, you want to make sure that you have a backup. It may take a few minutes to get to the backup because all this stuff is going on in the background, but you want to make sure that you have, Stephanie says, Erica's my friend from college.
She is. I've known Stephanie for over 20 years. She's adorable.
No kidding.
Yes.
Wow.
We've known each other since 1994.
That is crazy. That is crazy impressive.
Yes.
Sorry, guys. My computer is like, by the way, I'm running right now. Not only am I running Ecamm Live to go live on Facebook, but we're also running Skype, which is halfway working. And then I'm also trying to work on the third option, which is our backup here. And
this is fantastic. I love it. I love it because this is the kind of life annoyance stuff that I talk about in my book.
Perfect.
So this is perfect stuff.
That's exactly what we are talking about here. Let me go ahead because this thing is totally freezing up. Let me see if I can copy this over here. So while we're waiting for me to get started, how about you introduce yourself? Because we can start with that so people aren't sitting here waiting and getting mad at me.
Be a better entrepreneur thanks to our dear friend Nicole Walters, our mutual friend. That's how I know Ed, through Miss Nicole Walters. So yes, nice. That is who I am.
And where are you located?
I'm in San Francisco. I'm just down the road from you, bud.
I love it. That is so cool. You know what? You're on Skype, so I'm just going to see if I can drop it in your Skype chat.
Oh.
Let's see if that's faster.
Okay.
If I can.
I'm full screen.
Okay, try that. See if you can get that. I'm going to go ahead and hang with you right now because I want you to click that link.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll hang up and then click that link.
Okay, cool.
All right, guys. You see, this is what I'm talking about. How fun is this? Because we were talking about this a little bit yesterday, I think, too, about, well, we've been talking a lot about this, is that you kind of have to roll with it and you go live and things happen. As much as you plan, like we do this show every day with all of this technology and it works. But now we have to do something different. So guess what? Here we go. Give me a second and let me flip over to my backup and watch this. Yes, it is going to work because I just have to wait for my screen to flip over. So bear with me, guys. Boom! Look at that. Mic drop. Tell me you guys can hear me. Tell me you can hear Erica. Erica, say hi. Oh my God. Here we are. I told you guys. Yes, it is. It is so nice to finally talk in person. No, that's fine. We can just jump into it because you guys have been waiting long enough. Anticipation, like, you guys are good. So I'm going to go ahead and let Erica jump into this, and then we'll have our conversation and go from there.
Well, so the biggest thing, and that's surrounding it, like I told you when I applied for your spot on your show, I don't want to QVC this thing.
Yep.
But my new book just came out today, which is called Reframe It.
And Erica, give me 1 second. Hang on. I want to make sure that they can hear you. Can't hear. Oh, let me try this. Here we go. Erica, Go ahead.
Yes. Are we good?
Can we hear? Can everyone hear Erica?
Am I good? Oh no.
I'm going to see because it should work now because I'm not plugged in with my headphones.
Okay.
Let's see.
So who can hear me? Erica's mic not working? It's me now?
No, you're good. I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
Yes, okay.
People can hear me too?
Yeah, they can hear. Perfect. Sweet. Awesome. Okay, before you go back to saying whatever we were saying, you guys, this episode, if this is your first time, this is like a hot mess right now, but we are rolling with it and having so much fun.
So you have to be really thankful, and this is another thing to be grateful for, that I literally just activated my Zoom account earlier this week. So that's what made it easier for me to jump right in.
I love it.
So that's good.
Yeah. See, guys, this is what happens. You go live, things happen. Thankfully, I have some tech savviness going on here where we can work with a few different programs, and you unplug the headphones when you go live on Zoom. There's a tip for you. And then everyone can hear what's going on.
Do I need to keep? Well, whatever. I was gonna say, do I need to keep my headphones on? But whatever. Let's leave well enough alone, right?
Yep, you are good. I can hear you fine, and everyone else can hear, so we are good.
Okay.
Stephanie's
okay. So I'll start over.
Yeah.
So, like I said in the intro, I'm a new author, and my book just came out today, and it is called "Reframe It: Rethinking Your Reactions to Life's Annoyances." And so it is divided up into 25 common scenarios that cause stress, anger, and frustration. And it is a picture book for adults. That is the key thing about it. And I'll kind of preview some pages so you guys can see legit picture book. Okay. Picture book for adults. It's a fast read. And I designed it that way because I wanted something that could be read fast and the principles applied immediately. And so one other thing I'll mention is that I recorded the audio for it last week.
Oh, cool.
And even with my embellishing some stuff in the audio, the total running time of the audio is 40 minutes, which means you can totally read it in one sitting if you choose to.
Nice.
So anyway, so that's that.
That's super cool. So this is where we start talking about this, because
Yes.
I am curious when you thought about doing this book, because I know I have a lot of people that will watch this right now, or replay viewers that will be talking about books. They want to, how many of you guys, I'll ask right now, even if you're watching the replay, let us know in the comments, how many of you are working on a book or would like to have your own book? Drop that in the comments.
Yes.
While you're doing that, even if you're watching the replay, let me ask you, how did you think of the book and then the next step, which I think is above and beyond, adding the audio factor to it too?
So the book came about, and I'll kind of backtrack the why story a little bit.
Yeah.
I lost my dad to cancer in 2015.
Okay.
And it was through that experience that I became curious how positive mindset might affect the physical body, how it might curb the body's susceptibility to disease and all of that. And so I just started to become curious about that. And I'll ask this, have you ever read Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert?
No.
Okay, she talks about a concept in there about following your curiosity.
Nice.
And so I followed that curiosity, and it was through that I started to become hyper aware of how we become so consumed by things that are completely out of our control,
Sure.
that are little everyday annoyances that can send us in a tailspin, right? And it happens every day. We all go through these little annoyances, like all the little tech issues. Those are the little common annoyances that we go through every day, right?
Yeah.
And we have a tendency, I became so aware of how we have a tendency to fixate on that, how we let those kinds of things disrupt our day, how we let those kind of things just add unnecessary stress to our lives, right? And so I wanted to create something that reminds you that you have control over how you react to things that are out of your control. And it becomes basically a muscle that you have to exercise to do it positively, to think positively. And so I decided that I was going to create a picture book. I started, jotting notes with all these observations that I was making. And I thought, we all go through these little common scenarios, and it's something that we often let snowball into our lives. And when we do that on a consistent basis, it starts to affect our health.
Sure.
And so one of the things, and let me take a sip of water. Hold on.
Yeah. Anybody who has water, definitely take a sip.
So one of the things that I talk about is that, we could be totally physically fit, but if we constantly let our negative gut reactions become something that's consistent,
Sure.
that's going to affect your health, just
yeah.
like anything else, right? Because we all know stress affects our health.
Yeah.
And so the more that we focus on or be mindful of our reactions and be able to spin them positive, then you're already taking control of, stopping any sort of potential health issues that could come about, like the headaches and neck aches and knots and all that stuff. That's all a part of these negative reactions that we, have a tendency to have. So, yeah, so that's kind of weird, if that makes sense at all.
Yeah, no, that's cool. And what made you want to do a picture book versus just text? Because I think that's another unique point. When we're creating our ideas, we really want to, kind of go with what we see a lot of. And with adult books, most of the time, the clean versions, is all about the actual text, right? And so picture book, I think, is really unique. And I think that touches on different sensors that we have and really connect us with.
Right. And so I came up with the idea for the picture book because we're all busy. I mean, that's the thing. We're constantly talking about just how busy we are. Don't have time for this, don't have time for that. And so, like I said, I wanted to create something that you could read a couple of scenarios. Like I said, there's 25 in the book.
Nice.
You could read a couple of them and it'll take 2 minutes of your day. And those things that you learn from those principles, you can immediately apply them to your life. Yeah. And so it's not something that you have to sit at length with. You can, I say in the book, you don't have to pull an all-nighter like the old college days. You can actually read a couple of scenarios and, in just the quiet couple minutes that you may have, and then put it aside. And then you'll have just the starting point, the jumping off point to help you start to reframe your negative reactions into something positive. So it's just something that could be taken in quickly.
Yeah, and that is key, as we've talked about before here on the show, the user experience, right? You thought about what you wanted, you had an idea, you thought about the user experience, and you wanted to make sure that you were delivering a product that can speak to people and that they can run with, whether they have a few minutes or an hour. And that's the key that I want you guys to take home, watching the replay and live viewers, is that you really want to make sure that you think about your users, your potential users, and understand, what does that look like for them? Because, case in point, when you think about online courses, right? How many of you guys have online courses? You can let me know in the comments. I don't know, Erica, do you have online course?
No. I'm barely trying to even figure out if there is a course that I can create based on the book. Right now, I just have basically one-on-one sessions through Acuity that can be done for now. But we'll see if a course comes out, from it eventually. I don't know.
Perfect. So that's a great
TBD.
Yeah, that's a great example there that I want to tie in, is that when you think of, your product, so in this case, the book, and then what's the next step? Well, you took it to audio already. So that was the next step for it. Now, who knows? It could go next to a course, because you find out from the user feedback, from the reader's feedback, you find out all of this information that then will let you know which route you should go next with the book, right?
Exactly. And that's kind of what I'm hoping. I wasn't, to be honest, and we talk about the customer map a lot with Nicole, I wasn't sure where to take it after one-on-one consulting.
Yeah.
And so I just had it in my head. I'm like, people need to have it in hand first. They need to, I need that feedback to see what they need. Yeah. And so I will try to meet those needs according to the feedback that I get. And if a course comes out of that, awesome. If something else comes out of that, awesome. But now that it's out, and now that people probably starting in February can start getting it in their hands, I'll hopefully have a better idea of how I can offshoot it, if that makes sense.
Yes.
And so, so it's available, digitally too, and through audio and print. And so it's all the formats. And so I did the audio pretty much just because I do voiceover anyway. And so I had my little studio set up, and I'm like, I should just do it. And really the audio and the digital will go hand in hand anyway. Yeah. And so I just thought, why not? I have the capabilities to do it, so let's just do it.
Yeah, and I think it's fun too to test that, right? That's what we talk about a lot too, is testing it, and you're not going to know until you actually put it out there like you did, and then it's about having that feedback. I just had a fantastic call this afternoon with a new client, and we talked about that, about getting feedback from your audience, and yes, it can be hard. It can be very hard to get people to respond to what you put out there, but that should not discourage you guys who are watching from putting it out there and from asking for that feedback. Like, even if you get one person to give you feedback, that's one person you didn't have before.
Yes.
I know that's so simple, but for you guys showing up at this second right now, it just went from 7 to 6, it goes from 6 to 7 and whatever. Those are the number of live viewers, right? Yes. That number is awesome, and you guys are commenting in the comments with each other. I see the conversations going on, and it's fantastic, and I can't wait. After the show, I go to the after party, which is the comments, and hang out with you guys. But this is so cool to see the conversations going on with you guys while we're having conversation, and then the replay viewers are going to hop in on this and be able to share that experience as well. And then that's where you go in with that mindset of looking at comments differently. You go in with the intent of, I want to see what this conversation's about. I want to see what this experience is like. And then you go through the comments and you start engaging with each other and realizing that it's not just about a like. It's not just about like something simple. It can get really deep really quick, and that's how you grow your relationship. So
yes.
Definitely keep that in mind, you guys.
Yes, absolutely. I totally agree.
Yes, awesome. So we're going to start asking questions here of you.
Okay.
And then we'll jump into like the mindset stuff, because we have one that just popped up. Can you ask Erica what tips does she have for making the audio book fun? She needs to make a fun audio book.
So see, that depends. I recorded my own audio because I do voiceover already. Aisha, was that something that you were going to record yourself or have somebody do for you? That would be question one. Because of course, if you do it yourself, it's just a matter of not sounding scripted. Yeah. You have to sound loose. You have to sound like you're a little off the cuff. You have to embellish. You can't be monotone. I mean, if that's the one thing I learned doing voiceover, I mean, being monotone, you're just going to put everybody to bed. And so I just, did what I know how to do because of voiceover. I just, went up and down when I needed to and embellished a little bit when I needed to. And so that's how I made it fun. It's just bringing your own voice to it and bringing your own personality to it, and making sure that you're not reading like your book. Even though I was reading from my book in my audio, I wanted to make sure that it didn't sound like I was. Right. I hope that helps. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. And speaking of that, with what you have to go in with your voice and trying to think, and that, let's talk about mindset, and let's kind of dive into some of those ways that we can kind of like de-stress immediately. As we experienced at the beginning of the show, it's kind of like, oh my goodness, this is a lot of stress, and let's kind of like dive into that, because that's important.
So what's so awesome about all of those quirky little tech things that you dealt with this, on the top of the show, is that it's real. It's authentic. And you're just saying, hey, this is off the cuff. This is what it happens. It's authentic. And so you have to really like shift your mind to be like, hey, it happens. It's authentic. It's real. I mean, just like, how much do we love when people screw up on live broadcasts, like at, the Oscars or a talk show or, a daytime talk show or something like that? Yep. It's so funny because it brings so much authenticity to the moment. Right. And so that's how I would reframe stuff like that, and I wasn't surprised. I'm just like, I'm over here going to be talking about simple shifts in mindset, and he's having tech problems. Perfect, because that is like right on schedule. So right? I wasn't surprised at all. In fact, I was on a friend's live last night, and she came in late because she was having issues with one of her parents. And I'm just like, of course you did, because we're going to be talking about simple shifts in mindset. So it's all good. It's all good. So yeah. Yeah.
And that's the biggest part, I think, too, for all of us trying to de-stress immediately and trying to figure that out is go in with the mindset of something's going to happen and it's okay. Like, worst case scenario, let's say you're like, I'm not tech savvy, Ed. I don't know how I could quickly switch during the live broadcast to this other program. That's okay. If anything, you just end the broadcast, let people know, end it, and then try it again. Whatever works for you. But just know, specifically going live, before you go live, anything can happen, and you just kind of want to roll with it and see what happens.
Yeah, exactly. And everyday little things like this happen all the time. And that's why in my book I cover 25 common scenarios, like your car won't start, or the airline loses your luggage, or, somebody attacked you on social media, that kind of stuff that is all, stuff we all go through.
Yeah.
And the whole point of Reframe It is to recognize when that's starting to stress you out and to immediately think of a way to reframe it positive. Okay. And it takes practice. Yeah. It takes practice and a lot of practice. And the thing is, and that I also warn, is that if it's something that you're going to actively choose to embark upon, something that you're going to actually, want to apply to your life and reframe, negative into positive, you are going to be tested almost immediately. Oh, yeah. So it's one of those things where you'll start to, maybe I don't want to rethink my reactions because this sucks. I'm getting tested left and right. But the more you do it, the more natural it becomes, and it just alleviates so much unnecessary stress from our lives. So much. And you'll feel lighter. You'll feel better. Things will just roll off your shoulders, much easier. And it's just a better quality of life overall if you can apply it, regularly.
Now, let me ask you a specific one, because you mentioned a really good one that, I don't know, replay viewers, live viewers, everyone, let me know in the comments if you caught something there different. But let me ask the social media attack one. Can we kind of have a little sample of that one? Because that, I think, is a big one in terms of, let's just say I have a troll that is on my, and for those who don't know a troll, it's somebody who just shows up to your live broadcast and kind of is, trying to distract you or maybe not saying nice things. Any tips on that one or something like that?
So this is what, it's funny. My husband even asked me before the book came out last week, he said, what are you going to do about the negative criticism? What are you going to do about the critics?
Yes.
What are you going to do about the ones that attack you?
Yes.
And I'm like, you know what? I'm not worried about them at all. Because one, if you're doing a good thing, you're going to be attacked.
Yep.
That's just inevitable. That's par for the course. But the thing is too, they weren't your people anyway. They were not going to be anybody who bought your product. They were not going to be anybody who bought your book. They were not going to be anybody that would have ever supported you anyway. Right. So in my thought is just, you just ignore it.
Yep.
And I know some people like to respond to their haters and they like to engage with their haters. But to me, I'm like, I'm not going to give you any validation. I know that what I do and what we do as entrepreneurs, we're going to have legitimate criticism and just empty criticism and haters and all of that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And really, I'm not wasting my energy on focusing on anybody that tries to bring me down for, reasons that aren't valid. You know what I mean? So that would be my thing is just, and also be grateful that we actually live in a time where we can engage with a global audience. You just talked about your international guest. I mean, how awesome is that?
It's so cool.
And so it's the give and take. It's the trade-off. Yeah, we're going to have some trolls and some weird people that come in and all of that as a result. But you know what? At the end of the day, you've made some like international connections and connections everywhere that we would have otherwise had. And so, I don't know if that helps.
No, that's a perfect example, and it actually ties into exactly what I'm about to say, too, is reviews. We talked about that with the book a little bit. I talked a lot about having your reviews tab turned on your Facebook page, for those who have a Facebook page. Having that reviews tab turned on, and you can see on my page later what it looks like. but it's a great way to get social proof from other people that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, that you know what you're talking about. And it's simple to just turn it on and then just redirect conversations to, hey, Erica, do you mind dropping that as a review on my page? Oh, we had a great training session. Awesome. You can leave a review here if you like. Like, just give people the option and see what happens. And a lot of people will come back with, well, not a lot, but some people will come back with, but what if I get a bad review? So what? If you get
you
a bad...
will.
Yeah. Exactly.
You will.
And that's the thing. Like, it's okay if you get a bad review, and understand that you can delete it or you can report it or whatever. But the other thing too is that you have to understand, as humans, for the most part, we can pick through and read comments. So if you have like 5 great reviews, and then there's that one person who kind of sounds a little crazy, we're going to kind of throw that to the side and not take it. You know what I'm saying?
And I think most people can discern what's like crazy and what is good. You know what I mean? And so that was so funny. Do you know who Jon Acuff is?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So Jon Acuff, there's 2 things that he talks about. He talks about the 1% math, I think it is, where he used to like be fixated on one negative review when he had 99 positives.
Yeah.
And he's just like, why do we do that? We don't need to be doing that. You need to be serving all of these people that are actually responding positively to what you're offering.
Yes.
And then the other thing, I'm trying to remember I lost my other point. What were you saying? I just lost my other point.
That's okay. That's okay. But that's exactly right. Is that we do that. All of us. It's a common thing for us. We get all these great reviews, and it's kind of like, oh, these feel great. We get that one negative, and that's all we focus on.
And so he just posted a bad review that somebody did for The Great Gatsby.
Oh.
And he was just like, this is an American classic. And if an American classic is going to get a bad review, and it was like some college student who just like, the characters are bad, dialogue sucks, da-da-da-da-da. I mean, it's just like, this is an American classic that did well. And it got this sucky review. So, I mean, you're in good company if you get bad reviews or, bad comments. You know what I mean? So.
And the thing too that you guys have to look at is you kind of have to turn those bad reviews and say, man, I'm awesome. Because it doesn't matter what that review says. The fact that you got somebody to stop what they're doing, to stop looking at their phone or being on YouTube, whatever, being on Facebook Live, you got them to stop whatever they're doing and pay attention to you.
Yes.
So whatever they write is all bonus. Like, that's all extra. Whether it's good or bad, that's all extra. You got somebody's attention, which is the big thing. Like, that's the hardest part of the game, right? So just keep that in mind, is that you got someone's attention. And,
yes. So I hope that answers your broad, how do you respond to critics?
Yeah,
thing.
no.
Or how do you reframe critics? Because we just did. I mean, in this past 5 minutes, we just talked about different ways that we can spin that positive. And so.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You can do it. It's very easy.
Whit had asked if you are planning a virtual or in-person book signing.
I have no plans for that right now, but I'm hoping that as I start to connect with some of the local independent bookstores here in the Bay Area, I'm hoping that once the book gains a little bit of momentum and I'm hoping that once I get the book out into these bookstores, they'll sell out quickly enough to be like, hey, we need some more. And then it'll kind of turn into a thing that I can finally get, a formal signing done. But there's nothing planned as of yet, but I'm hoping in the future we'll see. And so as an unknown, of course, we're just, just climbing our way up as we can. And so, we'll see.
And
we'll see.
I like the option of having a virtual one too, because that could be a Facebook Live, you guys. Like, whatever product you're doing, doesn't have to be a book. It can be whatever you're doing. You could totally just do a Facebook Live signing, a Facebook Live, launch party, whatever, and make it fun. Like, that's what this is all about, is having fun and just putting yourself out there and seeing what happens.
That's a good idea. Having a virtual launch party might actually be fun. I gotta noodle on that, because I actually have a stack of early proofs that I was going to give away, and I thought, what's going to be the best way to give it away by making it fun? I mean, that might be fun to do like a virtual thing. So
yes, see, you guys, that is exactly what we're talking about. So we'll expand just a teeny bit here, and then we can move on before we have to end here. But with that in mind, I want you to also think about how you can really make that, since it's low overhead, you guys. We're going to use this as Erica as an example. Low overhead. You can do it from your house, your studio, your office, whatever, and set up just a fun party. And, obviously let's not, depending on your audience, I guess, but let's not just, pop bottles and everything. Like, have it professional because it's still business.
Right. Keep it classy.
Yeah. Kind of bust out the red cups, or maybe go to the plastic, fancy, champagne glasses. But, you want to make sure that you know your audience and go live and make it fun. Like, you have to be energized about it. Like this show, I'm energized by it. I love showing up. That's what you guys are, what bring me to the table every day. Cause I will tell you, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to plan, I love it. Don't get me wrong. It's great because you guys show up and you help out and you deliver and you engage with each other, which is awesome. But it is a lot of work, and it's something that you don't necessarily just say, I'm going to go live and I'm going to make money today. That's not what it's about. It's about showing up, delivering, and engaging, and building those long-term relationships that at some point will pay you back in some way, not necessarily always money, but in some way. And you have to make it fun and you have to enjoy it. And so for Erica's example, she can totally have a free Facebook Live party, maybe even invite friends that are in the neighborhood for like an open house type thing, and then go live and make it fun on the live broadcast, and then do some sort of giveaway or something, whatever. But it's just thinking outside the box a little bit.
Yeah. I love that. That is a really good idea. I've got to start planning something like that. Sure.
Yeah. Vicky says wine and cheese party. See, there you go.
Wine and cheese, dairy-free cheese. I've got to go dairy-free.
There you go. There you go. Awesome. So what, do you have anything else that, cause I want to make sure that we don't go too far over time, cause I like to keep these to the time, but I know we had some tech difficulties. And you guys are awesome. You've been patient today, so I appreciate it. Anything else that you kind of want to drop some tips on how we can be stress-free a little bit more quicker and change our mindset?
Well, the only thing I'll leave you with is just recognize. Just recognize and be mindful of the effects of your reactions or everyday reactions. Yeah. Just be mindful of it and think about how the negative reactions affect you and how the positive reactions affect you. Because think about like how happy we are, how our body responds when like a friend is coming over for dinner or we're going on a trip, and it's, our body responds, in good ways to that kind of energy. The body responds just the same with negative. And not for the better. And so just be mindful of it. And so the one thing that I want to make sure that I also stress, and of course I'll put all of this stuff in the comments too.
Yeah, and jump into the comments because people have questions.
For the first 30 days of sales through the month of February, I am donating 50% of my net profits to 2 close family friends who are enduring pediatric cancer. I want to make sure that that's clear and that's out there.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and you guys, I will want you to make sure that whatever questions you have, even if you're watching the replay, make sure to tag Erica here. She's going to jump into the comments and hang out with us as well. Because, like I said, the conversation doesn't stop here after we stop the broadcast. It keeps going tomorrow and the next day, wherever you guys show up and comment, right? So that's the power of the comments.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Erica, for bearing with us and for being here.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you sharing your platform. This is a big deal. And I mean, I'm not worthy. So,
no, I love it.
I am so grateful to you. I am, very much.
Thank you. Yes, no, I appreciate it and would definitely have you back on at some point as well.
Yes, that would be fun.
Awesome. Well, have fun. Guys, stay with me. I'll be right back. And thank you so much, Erica. All right, guys. Boom. How cool is that? We should be flipping over to me here in just a second. Bear with me. And hopefully we will be back there. Man, I am so sorry about this tech issue, if you guys can hear me, that's going on today. But we will work on it. We're ahead of the game, by the way. There we go. If you guys couldn't tell, our show is definitely ahead of the technology, if you couldn't tell that already, right? Because here's the thing. We're going live. Facebook wants it. We're having a TV show. Facebook wants that. We're bringing on guests, which is like the next level, but Facebook is still like trying to get there. So we're like above. You guys are experiencing this right now. And there are other shows out there that I've seen where we can hear you. Okay, cool, Erica, thanks. There are other shows where I see people bringing on guests more and more, which is awesome. But just realize that this stuff is all brand new. It's still developing, not just from our side, but from the actual platform side, right? And there's all this stuff going on, and when you start getting more people to do it, then they have to expand on their tech stuff. So that's a little behind the scenes, techie stuff, all of that. But I really want you to take away, just like Erica said, you have to recognize, you have to think a little differently. That's why I always encourage you to jump in comments, whether it's mine or anybody else's. There's so much magic happening there that you have to change your mindset in order to really dive deep and understand it and pull messages from it. Because the conversation is going on. It's out there. You just have to be aware of it, right? So keep that in mind. This was a fun episode for everything, tech glitches and all of that. And I appreciate you guys hanging out with us. If it's your first time, definitely keep coming back. On the pinned post at the top of this page for the Facebook page here, you can actually see how you can follow the page so that you actually get notifications, not just liking it, but following it and changing your notification settings. And then I did put a link to the new training, which will be happening next week. Not on Facebook, somewhere else because it's a paid training, but that is there for you if you're interested because that was requested yesterday. So boom, I had time and I made that happen for us. So if you need anything else, drop it in the comments. Be sure to tag us, Erica, as well as myself, and then I will be hanging out in the after party here in just a few minutes. And if you're watching the replay tomorrow or the next day, tag me and I will jump back in. All right, guys, have a great evening, and we'll see you tomorrow back here, same time, same channel. This episode is sponsored by Stupid Easy. Easily create, share, and sell your online courses. Discover more at stupideasy.com.